Hello and welcome to the next video of my LCK preview videos. We're covering Hanwha Life Esports, who by tiebreaker are second going into this season. Finished first last year in summer finals. The year before, they were fifth in championship points, a disappointing season as many expected them to go to Worlds in 2023. And in 2022 was a rebuild year after they'd went to Worlds. Didn't they go to Worlds in 21? Maybe it was 2020. No, I think it was 2021 they went to Worlds. 2022 they did a rebuild year and last year invested it once again. This roster has improved from last year. Having it second, I think, is accurate. They've added Zeus in the top lane. Zeus is ranked third in the LCK going into the season. Now, that is not indicative of where I believe Zeus is. I believe Zeus is first or second in the world. But statistically, he's third because of, a lot of bad play last season out of T1 in general. 3 KDA, 57, 4 KP, 8.3 CS per minute, offers a carry threat in top lane, a 0.8 share differential, and a 1.32 ROI. Zeus at his best is a carry. He's not really a facilitator. Now, on this squad, though, it's going to be interesting to see what happens because Peanut is best as a facilitator. I don't see him as a carry as much as a facilitator. So, do Zeus and Zeka get that opportunity and Viper play weak side? It's going to be interesting because, in my opinion, you have three heavy carries on this team. So either Peanut really goes low farm. Like a 5 CS per minute or something, depending on the meta. Maybe that'll allow them an opportunity to be able to get farm everywhere, but we'll see. 345 gold at 15 minutes. So on average, he's ahead that much. If he has a game that's even, there's a game he's up nearly 700 gold. 2.84 division score per ward placed, 29 champions in 176 games. Is only 20 years old still. Sante, Aatrox, and Gnar, only 36% of his champion pool. A wide champion pool for Zeus. Now, like I said, he's best as a carry. That doesn't mean he doesn't play facilitator champs, but if we have to choose where is Zeus strongest, it's higher resource and making things difficult on the opponent. Behind him is Rooster. Rooster, a couple years ago, statistically ended up on my prospects list. He's a solid player, but with the LCK and how many good players are over in Korea, it's hard to find ways to get in. And hell, maybe he's an ERL option in 2026. 3.2 KDA, 56.5 KP, 8.2 CS per minute. Also a carry player with a positive 0.3 share differential and a 1.3 ROI. 160 gold ahead, 3 vision score per ward placed, and 24 champions in 106 games. The veteran on the squad is Peanut, 26 years old, oldest player on the team. Still looking for that world championship that has escaped him for years. 5.1 KDA, 75.3 KP, and a 6.1 CS per minute. He is what makes things go. He's very active. Now, we've had talks in the Discord about Peanut in particular, about, how to rate him. Some have him very highly ranked. I don't necessarily have him guaranteed in my top 5. I think he's in that 4 to 8 range, no matter how you want to really order it. Last year, he took on a big facilitator role. And that's kind of what had to happen with the team, but in particular, I think Doran could have done some of that too, and Peanut could have been freed up. Either way, we look at the mid to late game in particular. We had a discussion. He took a lot of resources in mid to late game where it was kind of puzzling why that was happening, given the nature of the champions in which he was playing. Negative 5 share differential, 0.93 ROI. He's not relied on to carry. 125 gold ahead. 4.14 vision score per ward placed, 20 champions in 124 games, ranks 4th going into the season in the LCK. I wouldn't put him 4th. I'd probably put him 3rd behind Canyon and likely Owner. And honestly, I'm trying to think of what the order ended up being statistically. Either way, Peanut's better than 4th because Raptors in there messing things up. Sejuani via Maokai, 56% of his champion pool, so he was the most reliant on his 3 most played. Grizzly is behind him. Yes, that's Grizzly who played last year with HLE. Well, in 2023 with HLE. And he's developed well. I think he's going to get another opportunity in the LCK before long here. So 3.7 KDA, 73 KP, 6.6 CS per minute, higher resource. But that high resource doesn't make a ton of sense when you have a negative 4.1 share differential and a 102 ROI. You'd like that heavier resource to result in more damage. 160 gold ahead, 3.87 vision efficiency, 19 champions in 106 games. Hunter is on the academy team. 4.8 KDA, 71.5 KP, 5.7 CS per minute. Better ROI at 1.17, 8 champions in 35 games. Mid lane, Zeka, former world champion with DRX. Last year showed that he's not as meta dependent as he once was. He's still getting better at 22 years old. Had a 5.6 KDA, 67.8 KP, and a 9.5 CS per minute. So great farm with the 67 KP. So 2 out of every 3 kills and good resources. You know, good farming. I mean, hell, that's what CS is, right? 4.2 share differential, 1.5 ROI. That's lower than you'd like, which is why he ends up 4th going into this season in the LCK. The ROI you'd like better damage divided by gold, given how much gold we're giving him, how much farm we're giving him. You know, there are players around the world with a 1.8 ROI. 220 gold ahead, 2.6 vision efficiency, 15 champions in 124 games, 22 years old, Azir, Yone, and Corki, 46% of his champion pool. Tempester is behind him, 7 games played last season, 2.1 KDA, 53 KP, 8.9 CS per minute, a positive 0.2 share differential, 1.28 ROI, got smoked in lane behind on average 605 gold, 207 vision efficiency, played a different champion every game. That kid needs a lot of development. Cracker, 5.1 KDA, 67 KP, 7.9 CS per minute, and 1.78 ROI. I think maybe he could even be promoted. 7 champions, 36 games. Best AD carry in the world right now, Viper. If not the best, he's second best. Depends how you want to order it with him and Elk. Right now, statistically, he's the best. Viper is an excellent player. Very, very, very good. 6.4 KDA, 72 KP, and a 9.7 CS per minute. Clearly, Peanut got around the rift, but the bot side of the rift was the focus as we see him, Viper, and Delight with above 70 kill participation. 9.7 CS per minute and a 7 share differential. So you gave me 23% of gold, I'm giving you 30% of the damage. Very efficient for his team and a 1.67 ROI. So we even look at this, 11.2, 12. This team technically has a negative 0.1 share differential, which is kind of crazy because you look at it and you think Zeus, Zeka, Viper, heavy carry. It's in part due to Delight being so traditional, and we'll talk about that when we get to him, but, you know, it's close. There's enough carry on this team. I think, you know, when you look at it, the numbers will work themselves out. 250 gold ahead. I mean, this team's ahead, what, 470, 690, 940, over 1,000 gold at 15 minutes. 2.86 vision efficiency, 16 champions, 124 games, 24 years old. Zeri, Varus, and Jin, only 40% of his champion pool, so his top 3 played. He only played 2 out of every 5 games. Piontek is a solid academy player. I hope he plays in Challengers this year. Had a 6.6 KDA and a 63.2 KP. Maybe not all that involved like you'd like, but, you know, he's playing safe. And even then, you know, I've said it before throughout these videos, I don't love a player that's playing safe, but for a younger player to do that, that's a good sign. 8.9 CS per minute, a 1.54 ROI, 11 champions, 36 games. Eclipse is the third AD carry on the team. Support is Delight. I have him ranked 6th based on stats. We know Delight is better than that, but the stats are what they're saying. When we look at Gen G, we think about how Ruler's probably higher than where he is. Delight's probably higher than where he is, as well as Peanut. So these teams are going to be close. It's going down to the wire. You know, I'm not even considering what winter brings because I don't care about Fearless all that much. So in the long term, these teams will be competitive and competing for the World Championship. 4.6 KDA, 75 KP for Delight. So Peanut slightly higher. I mean, 75-3 versus 74-7. Both 3 out of every 4 kills roughly. Joining forces and going around the rift, making things happen. And Peanut focusing on the bot side of the rift. Delight's very active. He's a really good player. Negative 7.1 share differential, 0.62 ROI. Some of the lowest you're going to see. In part due to the fact that he played a very supportive role. And you say, well, he's a support, of course. Some supports deal damage and other ones heal their teammates. Delight's more of the latter. He's more of a setup guy and helps his team in that way instead of aggression and dealing damage. 105 gold ahead at 15 minutes, 1.94 ROI, 17 champions, 124 games, 22 years old. Rel Alistar Rakan, 53% of his champion pool. Anti-Mage is the backup, had a 5.1 KDA, 70.5 KP, and like I said, there are some supports that deal a lot of damage. This kid dealt a lot of damage in Academy, even 1.16 ROI, so dealt a lot of damage for a support. 13 champions, 36 games. Ether is their third support in their system. Dandy is the coach. Domestically, LPL and LCK, he's 56 and 50 in the regular season for a 53% win rate. Playoffs 28 and 31 for a 47% win rate. In this past year, went 6 and 6 at Worlds, so he has a 50% win rate there. Like I said, I expect this team to go down to the wire as being alongside Gen G as one of the contenders for Worlds. Definitely a contender for LCK titles. So, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.